All right, y'all. Can we take a little second to be real quick? All right. So the reason a lot of your businesses aren't growing is not because you're not trying, and it's not because you're not gifted, but it's because you're trying to make a dollar before you actually discover who you are. And I know that sounds heavy, but let's be real. If you don't know who you are, you won't know what you're here to do. You're not stuck because of your skills. You're not stuck because of your value. You're stuck because of your identity. Identity is the first key piece in building a successful business. I know that because that used to be me. I had energy. I had the hustle. I was launching things, building, posting, but I had no clarity on what I was doing. I was trying to sell something before I even knew where I fit. I didn't know who I was called to. And because of that, my impact was limited. The amount of impact to the people that I was called to reach was very limited. You can't multiply what you haven't even defined, though. And listen, hard work in the wrong direction still leads to delay. Did y'all hear that? Hard work in the wrong direction still leads to delay. Once I got clear on who I was and my identity and who I was called to help, my whole message changed. The right people started showing up. But here's the thing, clarity is not optional. It's profitable. So the clearer you get, the more profitable you become. And that's when the money started to actually match the mission and the purpose that I actually had with God. So that shift didn't happen by itself. I had to sit down and actually do the work. A lot of people don't want to do the work. They want the results, but they don't want to do the work. A lot of entrepreneurs are not as committed as they say that they are. But here's the thing, for the entrepreneurs that actually have a hard time taking action on the things that they know would actually impact the game, that's why I created my Identity to Influence Challenge. I take them through 5 days live. Same way I'm live with you guys, live. And we go deep on everything that we talking about right now. Because this ain't just business strategy. This is alignment and divine alignment at that. So you have to think about it. And you might be listening and thinking, man, that might be me. I want y'all to raise your hand. Drop some fire in the chat. That's what I want you to do. You ain't got to raise your hand. So stay with me. And I'm gonna drop the link. I'm gonna drop the link a little bit later in the chat. But I also got to talk about this right here. So let me talk about somebody in here who's been building. I'm talking directly to you. You already have the offer. You got the funnel. You even got the system. But here's the thing, people still aren't buying. That was me also. I built all the right things, put everything together. I told y'all I was building and doing all the things, but I didn't know how to communicate what I made for them and show them that what I had was transformational. Being able to create a great product is one thing, but being able to communicate the promise and the transformation that they get on the other side of it is another. My mentor said something like this that changed everything. People don't buy systems, they buy transformation. And I realized I was selling the product. I was too focused on the product, but God called me to release a promise. And that was my problem. I was focused on the product, but God wanted me to focus on the promise. So anybody can sell information. That's what we got Google for. But what people really need is transformation. You're selling features, but they want a future. They want a different outcome than what they have already experienced. So when I learned how to speak to the pain of the people and actually understood what they was going through, because you have to obsess over the same thing that they are stressed and have pain on. When you're able to do that, you're able to lead them to the promise as well. Because when you fully understand your audience and their pain points, taking taking them through transformation is easy. But here's the thing, that's when everything shifted. When I went from focusing on the product and focusing more on the promise and the transformation, that's when people started saying, hey, coach, I need this. This is something that I've been needing for a while. Right? Confused branding repels committed clients. My bad, y'all. Confused branding repels committed clients. So if you're out here trying to push a product, but you haven't told them the story, you haven't made them feel like you understand them and that you're able to walk them through the journey and get them to the future quicker, guess what? You haven't stewarded that story right. You haven't made your transformation valuable. But that's where you have to take action and focus in and be intentional on focusing on that promise. Y'all got me? Put a 1 in the chat if y'all still with me. Oh boy, y'all on fire. Y'all on fire. Okay. So let's talk about something else. A lot of y'all have a whole lot of followers. People know your name. People like your posts. I be seeing it. You got influence. But here's the thing. You're still broke. You're still broke. And I'm not saying that to shame you. I'm saying that because that was me also. I'm giving y'all the most transparent and vulnerable version of me, right? Because you can't say that, you can really help somebody without actually going through it yourself. So I can only tell you what I've experienced and what I've helped other people overcome. Right? Because let's be real, a lot of people on YouTube have millions of subscribers, but still live paycheck to paycheck. They still haven't been able to monetize the influence that they have. You have leads, but you just don't know how to monetize. Like I had people watching, liking, sharing, asking for help, but I wasn't monetizing intentionally. Most people are working towards being monetized on YouTube, but you could be monetized before you even hit the 1,000 subscribers and the 4,000 watch hours. There are people with less subscribers that's making more than some people who have millions of subscribers. You're visible, but you're not valuable. There's a difference because you haven't given people a way to invest in you. You haven't given them an option to invest. I thought people would see my value, but I hadn't even created a clear path for them to walk with me because people don't want to just watch you. They want to walk on the journey with you. They want to feel like they are right beside you. They want to say, yeah, I know his mama in them. Right? That's how people want to be when it comes to the journey. Because influence without intention is just noise. I had to learn God didn't give me this platform to be seen. God didn't put me here in front of you guys just to be seen. He gave it to me so that way I can build, so I can lead, so I can multiply to help transform you guys' life from point A to point B, to get you from broke and inconsistent and not being able to grow your business to being able to see momentum in a way that you haven't seen in a long time. Like you keep praying for a harvest, but you haven't even built the structure to store it. Because the word says a worker is worthy of his wages. So how many people do I have right now that they thought that just because you were working in your purpose that you couldn't get paid for it? I know. There's a lot of people like that. But you clearly see a worker is worthy of his wages. So why do we keep working without a system to receive what's due to us? It's okay. But here's what I'm saying. If any part of what I just shared hits you, then that's your sign. That's your sign to stop waiting. That's your sign to stop winging it. Stop playing small in a space that you were called to dominate. You got the oil. You have the gift. You have the value. Now it's time to build the vessel. So just like I promised y'all earlier, I want y'all to join me in the Identity to Influence Challenge. Let's walk through your identity and your message, your offer, and how to actually monetize it so that way you can be valuable to your people instead of just visible. I'm not trying to sell you hype because, this is for committed people. It's not for everybody. Let's be honest. This is only for serious people, only people who actually want to see change in their business and their life, because your business affects your life and your life affects your business. We were called to be trailblazers and help makers, right? So I'm here to walk with you, and let's unlock the things that God has already put inside of you. How many of y'all ready to work? All right. So link is in the chat, right? I hope y'all found this valuable. You know what I'm saying? And I'm ready to see you guys actually unlock everything that God has already put inside of you, because when y'all win, I win. Simple as that. I'm here to serve you guys at the highest level. So I'll see you guys in the challenge. If some of you guys want to hop on the masterclass, the link is also in the comments as well. So let's get started. Let's work.